This video is brought to you by the Disc Golf Depot, largest selection and best prices in the Pacific Northwest. Check out their Facebook page for more information or come into the shop today. What's up, everybody? Welcome to my review of the Innova In Color Star Eagle. Thank you so much to the Disc Golf Depot for sponsoring this video. Check them out on Facebook. Just look for Disc Golf Depot. You'll find them. They've got an enormous selection. They're by far the best place in Portland, Oregon and the Pacific Northwest to get your plastic. So if you're anywhere near Portland, I highly recommend coming in. Even if you live in Washington or something like that, if you come down to play Milo or any of the other great courses in this area, go stop by the depot and check out the selection because they've got so much plastic there. I guarantee you're going to walk out with something. So I really appreciate their support, and I really appreciate you guys stopping by to watch the video. Let's get into the review of the Star Eagle. So I'm not going to lie, one of the reasons why I wanted to check out this disc is because it's just so awesome. Like, I just really love the way this looks. Like, the design is just super rad. On the pink background, and then you have the in color kind of printed stamp on top of it. With full color artwork of this rad eagle. It snatched up a rattlesnake, and here are the lettering is really solid. There are your flight numbers. I don't necessarily agree with those. We'll get to that a little bit later on. They're close, but yeah. Innova, it's just a beautiful looking disc. I really like it. This one is max weight, full max weight, 175 grams, and it's pretty much board flat across the top. Now, I've never actually tested an Eagle before. This is a disc that's been around forever, and it's kind of cool to go back and revisit some of these kind of more classic molds. I just reviewed the Fuse recently. You guys seem to dig that, even though that disc's been out forever. And the Eagle, I mean, has been out for a really, really long time. I've never even thrown or tested one, and I thought it made all the sense in the world to at least have some type of representation for the Eagle here in my playlist, since it's such a classic disc and so many people like this disc so much. Taking a look at it, again, very flat across the top. It's got that old school driver rim design to it. It is a Speed 7, 7, 4, -1, and 3. We saw zero turn out of this thing whatsoever. Other than that, yeah, 7403, maybe 7303. Not a glidey disc at all, this particular run. Yeah, again, max weight. I also like how they stamp in the name of the disc. You can see it right there where it says Eagle. That's great. I think that's definitely an improvement to the old school write it with a pen vibe. I'd like to see them do that with the weights as well, but it's not that big of a deal. You can always weigh a disc, but if it didn't have a stamp or something and then that pen gets rubbed off, sometimes it's tricky to figure out what it is if you're looking at it in the used bin at the Disc Golf Depot or some such. So definitely feels nice in the hand. This particular Star plastic, I don't know if it's just because of the in-color print on top of it, isn't super grippy, but it's already feeling a little bit better than it did fresh as we've thrown it a little bit, and it'll kind of continue to break in a little bit. Let's put it up next to a couple other options. First of all, we have this Goldline Culverin. Not nearly as overstable from our testing, but similar in terms of what you'd use it for. It's got that overstable control fairway disc, but this is a 9-speed instead. So you can see it's got a little bit more of a sharper rim to it, and a little bit more width to the rim, I'd say, as well. Also, I don't have a lot of things to show this next to be honest, but I have the Firebird. This is a Champ Firebird with a Sake Bomb stamp on it. This thing, unbelievably overstable. Stay tuned, I might throw together a quick review on this thing, but it's not going to take a lot for you to get the idea. This thing is the quintessential meat hook fairway driver. But putting it next to the Eagle, you can see it's kind of just like an enlarged version. It's not super different. It's got a little bit more of a squared off outer edge there, and yeah, all in all though, not huge differences there. That particular flat top Champion Firebird is quite overstable, as is this Eagle. Not nearly as overstable, but it's going to be a quick description of the flight on this thing. This thing is beefy, and it has absolutely no stand-up and ride to it whatsoever. It's pretty low glide as well from our testing, and it just wants to get to the ground for me. I mean, I don't have a big arm, as you guys know, and throwing really flat and strong is not really my strong suit. I like to put it on a slight hyzer, and for my arm speed and my throwing style, I can't get much distance out of this thing. I can throw it mid-range farther for sure, and it wants to hook up and wants to skip, but it's really nice. It's kind of like if you don't have a lot of arm speed, this will be more than enough overstable fairway for the average player. You know, you don't really need a Champ Firebird like this if you don't have a big arm. This Eagle would be more than enough to handle headwinds, hyzers around the corner, skip shots, thumbers, forehands, all that kind of stuff you do with your overstable fairways. This could be a really phenomenal option for that. If you have a big arm, I'm sure you can hit this thing as hard as you want to. I don't see it flipping on you accidentally, and it's definitely going to have a fade when it starts to hook up. James throws much farther than me, but he's also kind of more of a hyzer flip-up type thrower. And you'll see he's not getting hardly any natural turn out of this thing at all. Even when he's trying to put it on slight ante, it'll kind of stand up a touch. And maybe get flat, but no turning and getting to the right at all. And then it hooks up and fades. So for me, I would probably carry this thing as like a utility overstable fairway, something I could chip around a corner, throw into the headwind. If I need to go up and over an obstacle, it could be a great disc for that. But definitely quite an overstable fairway, and something that I think the average player could use just like a pro player would use a Firebird. So that is my review on the Star Eagle. I'm sure that all kinds of different runs of Eagles and different plastics and all the different runs that have happened over the years, there's got to be huge fluctuations in the way they fly. I'm sure you can find all kinds of different variations, but from what I understand, they're all going to have some overstability to them, especially fresh off the shelf. As you beat this thing in, you might be able to get it to start riding a little bit or kind of stand up a little bit more before the fade kicks in. I think that would be pretty sweet as well. But all in all, a really beautiful disc that I will definitely be hanging on the wall. And thanks again to the Disc Golf Depot for sponsoring this video. Thanks to all you guys for watching. I will check you later. Cheers. Didn't glide at all. Thank you so much for watching, and big thank you to all of my Patreon supporters. If you would like to see your name listed in the credits of all of my videos, go to patreon.com/discgolfnerd.